Emergency action plan also deals with first aid situations. In all your trucks and everything, you guys should have first aid kits, and or you should have first aid kits in your job trailers or your boxes. If somebody in the event gets hurt or injured at your facility or on site, then we need to make sure that they are reporting accidents and injuries.
Emergency first aid. First priority, care of the injured victim. Second, care of the exposed victim's bodily fluids, and then provide a cleanup crew to clean up the area. Also with emergency first aid, be prepared to call 911, the first responder's call, for serious bleeding, blackouts, or amputations. When dealing with bloodborne pathogens, make sure you wear PPE to administer the first aid with cleanup procedures using a 10-to-1 mix of chlorine and water, and you are using a biohazard bag during disposal. If exposed to blood or bodily waste fluids from the victim, you have a 24-hour window for a Hep B vaccine, and you also have a 4-hour window for an HIV vaccine.
Your bloodborne pathogens, your gloves, a face mask. I would recommend safety glasses at a bare minimum, and also latex gloves. We never touch anything. We also should be disinfecting everything with Clorox bleach, and that's including controls, that's including trucks or this and that and the other, especially if we transport anybody who gets sick or bleeds a little bit or gets cut. As an employee or a team member, that person has a right to go to the hospital and get a hepatitis or an HIV test paid by the company, and it's all confidential. They also have the right to get the person who contaminated them with bloodborne pathogens or body fluid sampled as well. And again, it has to be all confidential, but that's important because if we have any post-exposure situations, then that needs to be reported as well.
Medical and exposure records. Human Resources and the Maintenance Department control all medical and exposure record documentation. They control it to protect your personal information. Medical and exposure records are available to you. You have to have a 5-day wait period for access to your medical records with a written request and a valid ID. Please make sure that once you receive your medical records that you protect your personal information.
Access to locations to medical and exposure records. We keep all your medical and exposure records on file for you. They are private. The main thing is we don't want to give away your identity. So if somebody comes and asks for your information, we're not going to give it to them until we make sure that you or someone has authorized us to give it to them. We're going to need something in writing, and chances are we'll also take a copy of their driver's permit so that way we don't get in trouble.
Workers' compensation and OSHA. OSHA is a friend to the employees. OSHA is only after the big bad employer who's not taking safety of their employees very seriously. For work comp, before seeking medical treatment for an alleged work injury, report all accidents, near misses, and injuries. Late, no report work-related accidents or injury viewed as potential fraudulent claims. In seeking medical treatment for an alleged work injury, if you go to the hospital on your own with an alleged work injury without reporting first, you will pay. Late report of work-related accident or injury could result in you paying medical cost. For the work comp claim, we must report and investigate, and testing must be done. Fill in the blanks, which are all the lines of an accident report. The more details, the better. Also include corrective actions to prevent such accidents in the future.
Another thing is if your people go to the hospital on their own, then Missouri state law states that that person will pay for the injury or the accident on their own. A lot of people don't understand that. So time is of the essence. Also, as a lead person, a supervisor, or manager, if somebody gets hurt on my team, I want to know. It's not that I'm downing you or trying to get you in trouble. It's one, I care about you. Two, let's look at it. Is it bad? Do you need to go to the hospital? Tell me your pain level. Third is maybe you don't think that you need to go to the hospital, but you're asking me for duct tape, you know what I mean, and you're ready to go back to work when actually I think you need to go to the hospital. And we do have certain times where that happens. If you're ever in that situation, The main thing is calling 911 and having an ambulance at least show up to assess the situation. Only if the person needs serious medical attention and they're denying it.
Our injury return to work program is both beneficial to our company and you as an employee. It's less cost to the company, little or no insurance premium increase, minimal loss of pay to the employees or the owners, and only pay about 66 or 2/3 of regular pay through work comp. Therefore, the employee does get the benefit of returning to work. Without the injury return to work program, lost time injuries are costly to the company and costly to the employee. The employee isn't getting paid, and possible litigation costs for both the employee and the company.